When you were driving around, I take it you said, where's my granddaughter?
Yeah, I asked her where Caylee was at.
And she
told me that, again, immediately, that she was with the babysitter. And she said, Mom, we could go pick her up tomorrow. And I said, I'm not waiting another day to see her. I said, you're obviously not where you said you were, and, you know, I'm not a believer right now that Caylee's where you're saying she is.
Do you 100% believe your daughter?
Yes, I do.
George, what about you? 100%?
More than 100%. I just had a chance to meet with her on Sunday.
And?
43 minutes out of 45 minutes I got a chance to spend with her. All we did was talk about was Caylee.
I don't know anything more than what you guys know at this point. I've asked about it, and I've asked about it. You know, if this person is the person she said that's supposed to have her or whatever like that, I would like to see it. Maybe it's someone that I know.
George, maybe I missed it. Were you satisfied with the answers to some of your tough questions this morning?
Yes. I really was. I really was. One of the tough questions I asked her says, where's she at? Dad, I wish I could tell you more. I'm telling you everything that I can. That was hard for her. That was hard for her to tell me that. There was no codes or nothing. She didn't give any specific address. She says, Dad, I've told everyone where I used to take her. What can I say?
Do you 100% believe your daughter?
Yes, I do.
George, what about you? 100%?
More than 100%. More than 100%. More than 100%.
Talked about her puppy all the time. Talked about her puppy all the time.
I'm trying.
Was your daughter in shackles when you met her?
You mean as far as this morning? Oh, yeah, she is.
Was she in the pink shackles, or was she just in this?
All I can tell you is she did have a restraint right up here, and it's hooked to her belt. I didn't see a color or anything like that. Truthfully, I don't remember. I know she had a pink one, I think, when she was in court the last couple of times.
Do you think Casey's prepared herself to spend a lot of time in jail?
No. She said everyone has been very nice to her. The corrections people have been great. She said everyone has offered support, and they says, hey, we're going to help you out any way we can. We're going to make sure that your stay here is as comfortable as possible. She's thankful for that. I mean, she wished she could have her special pillow, her blanket, or whatever it is to cover up the night. Oh, yeah. I mean, she just finally got another Bible that was given to her. Even though we had dropped one for her, you know, they gave her one herself.
Talked about her puppy all the time. Talked about her puppy all the time. It wasn't a surprise to him, wasn't a surprise to us. I mean, that's the reason that they were holding her for, was willful child neglect and withholding vital evidence or something from the authorities. But right now, I mean, he's her attorney, and I'm looking this as a victory, because if they had something else to charge her with, they certainly would have done that today. So that just tells us that they don't have anything on Casey, and they're not going to have anything on Casey.
More than 100%. More than 100%.
Talked about her puppy all the time.
We have joined a club. My whole family has joined a club right now that we didn't want to join, and that's for missing children. We are committed now to being life members of that. Did I want to join? No. Did I want my granddaughter to join, my son, my daughter, my wife? No. I don't want to be a member of this club, but we are now. So, just realize, guys, not only does my granddaughter come back, her name is Caylee Marie Anthony, she's going to be 3, but we need the other kids back too, so please ask your directors today, your people that put all this together, have them put that out there too, please.
Is it getting more difficult to be the grandparent searching while you're trying to be the supportive parents at the same time? Is that getting tougher?
No, I mean, we've always said our priority was Caylee, and that's still our priority. Again, you know, Casey knows from day one she's had our support, and, you know, we're not actively out there worrying about what's going on with Casey right now. We're actively worrying about what's going on with Caylee, and that's where we're going to continue our focus. And it's
based on everything you know, and you clearly know more than you can share publicly, what do you think the motive here is on the kidnapping?
I can't disclose that. If I say what the motive is, then that's kind of tip our hand.
If you were the one making the calls on how do we find Caylee as fast as possible, what is the strategy?
The strategy is not to mislead people into believing that Caylee is not longer with us, okay?
Have they suggested that to you, the police?
Well, you know, when I'm told, you can't talk both sides of your mouth.
I'm not going to come up with any more of these little things. Sure, I got my own suspicions. I've said that for days now. I know
I believe my daughter. I know that someone has my granddaughter. They do. And I said about how I thought about people being observed and all this other kind of stuff. I'm being watched.
George Anthony, Bill, is a former police officer, a deputy, pretty high in the ranks. He's retired. Why would he say, we know you kidnapped our granddaughter, we know you're out there and you're being watched? It's like a threat if you're really worried about Caylee's safety. Does that put holes in the story?
Well, at best, he's trying to protect his daughter. At worst, in my opinion, he's complicit in a crime after the fact. I mean, the disinformation, the misinformation, the lies that are going back and forth. America is passionate about this for that child, and it's a disservice to that child what these grandparents are doing, in my opinion.
You don't believe any of it?
No, absolutely not. They could tell me the sky is blue at this point, and I would question that.
Talks about her puppy all the time.
George, what did Casey say about Caylee's birthday coming up in 6 days?
Oh, she's crying inside. She's brokenhearted. She wants to be there for that. She says, Dad, I want to be home for her birthday. I don't want to come home 2 or 3 days later. She wants to be home for that.
She thinks she'll be home by then, or?
Yes, she does. She says, Dad, she says, we're going to find her. We're going to get her. And I said, again, that's another question. I said, where is she?
George,
Dad, she's close. Dad, she's close. I'm like,
Dad, she's close. What'd you say, Judge Denny Pirro?
I just said he's psychotic.
George drove her white car and may have hit something and killed it because the car was starting to stink. She started telling me stories from the 25th on. Why? I just want to plant the seed, okay? You don't have to answer me. Why would you do that? Why would you try and pass off the smell? Because we all know that there was a smell in the car. I'm not here to dispute what the smell was, okay? We all know there was a very bad smell in the car. Why would she start to say to her friends and text message, we have text message, why would she want to say, hey, I think my dad hit something with the car, and then later on they'll say, yeah, it looks like my dad hit something with the car and the car stinks.
I have no idea.
Do you 100% believe your daughter?
Yes, I do.
George, what about you? 100%?
More than 100%. More than 100%. More than 100%.
They still feel the whole family is involved at this point, especially like we've been saying after the fact.
Furthermore, I'm going to talk to investigators tomorrow to find out if she had an E-Pass in her car, because that would indicate the many toll roads that she would have passed: the 408, the 417, the 528, the 520, and the Turnpike, which would have tracked her down and her activity during the time.
Do you feel that the investigation is on a one-track path here towards leading to more serious charges against your daughter, or do you believe they're still seriously looking for the potential that Caylee is alive, is kidnapped, and somewhere out there?
I have 100% confidence that they are following every single lead that comes in, regardless if that's a lead that points them in one direction towards my sister, one direction towards a kidnapper, one direction towards who knows what. I'm confident that they're using their resources effectively for every one of those things. To try to say that maybe they have a preference or maybe they're zeroing in on one thing or another, you know, I don't think that that would be advantageous of me, because I know we have discussions daily and that's never been conveyed to me. And I doubt that they would convey a lot of certain things if it was pertinent to their case, just like maybe I wouldn't convey everything to them that's pertinent to mine. So we need to make sure that we, maintain that everybody's saying that they're doing the right thing. We have to believe that.
She's coming home. She may come home this afternoon. She may come home tomorrow. I hope she's home by Saturday. If she's not...
You're smiling for the first time in a few days, Cindy. Can you tell me why?
I just think it's funny. You guys all standing here on top of each other.
I think everybody's interested. You seem pretty frustrated. It seemed you weren't getting the communication that you wanted with investigators. You've been flooded with visitors today. Any idea why all of a sudden they're here so much today?
Because I called them.
Cindy Anthony, the grandmother, was so frustrated she finally, took Casey to the police substation. That's when she made those 911 calls on July 15th, trying to get her daughter arrested, trying to force her daughter to reveal where is the granddaughter, and that is when Cindy, the grandmother, finally found the car. So the brother Lee is now in the position
found the car
of trying
that smelled to police like a
things.
decomposing body was in the trunk.
Exactly. So Lee is now talking to her in jail, saying, look, tell me everything you know, write a letter, write an essay, recall everything you possibly can. Then on Sunday, Casey tells her father that she wrote this letter detailing everything she knew, gave it to her attorney. Then the attorney tells us Monday, I don't have a letter, I don't know what you're talking about. And now the brother says there is no letter.
Do you 100% believe your daughter?
Yes, I do.
George, what about you? 100%?
More than 100%. More than 100%. More than 100%. More than 100%.
Talks about her puppy all the time.